Hi, you guys. If you guys don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator, Sasquatch enthusiast, pumpkin spice latte enthusiast, string cheese enthusiast. I love all things weird, strange, occult, supernatural. You guys, welcome. This is the free weekly reading. You guys, this week I actually have another trip that's coming up. So I got to keep it short again this week because I got crazy shit to do to take care of. But I will be here on Friday for the Messages of Hope. So if you guys don't mind this week, we're going to just jump right into the 3-card pool. This is where you choose any and all piles that you're drawn towards. I then interpret those piles so you can just meet me in the screen after, and we'll just talk about your fucking week and see what the cards have to say. But look, I want to give a little something this week because, guys, on the 22nd, we move into Libra season, and this weekend we've got a new moon coming up. So listen, when we move into new seasons and we've got a new moon, there's going to be huge themes around newness here, starting something new, planting new seeds. So I think with Libra season showing up too, this is obviously going to be around our relationships, but this is also going to talk about how we're balancing out our life. How are we balancing out our relationships? Are things balanced? And if not, how do we get it back into that space? I think Libra, the only thing that I would just be careful of moving into Libra season, especially with this new moon, is just make sure that you're not making peace for the sake of peace. Don't do that shit. Make sure that if we're going in there and we're communicating with another person and we're working on balancing out a relationship, that we speak about the things that are most important to us, that we get everything on the table and we talk about it. It's going to be more about compromise and negotiation. So don't be afraid to compromise. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Don't even be afraid to set up boundaries and say no for yourself too. So I think this week is all going to be about newness around our relationships, maybe even new relationship with ourselves. What new seeds are we planting in order to grow and foster these relationships? What ones are we letting go of that no longer work anymore? And what ones are we bringing closer to us? And how do we make sure that we're in a good relationship here where things are balanced and reciprocal and we're able to communicate and take care of each other and keep the peace? That would be great, but not for peace's sake. So find that delicate balance this week. We fucking got this. And again, just recognize, where am I planting these new seeds? Where do I want these things to come up? How do I take care of myself and make sure I'm in the best form possible with myself? Because when I'm in good form with me, I can be in good form with others. All right, you guys, follow me over to the next screen. Let's pull some cards and see what the fuck is up with this week. Hootie fucking who. All right, and if you guys pick card pile number 1, here's your beautiful cards. First one, you got the King of Cups. Second card you got is the 4 of Swords. And the final card that you got is the 6 of Pentacles. Let's fucking talk about it. So I want to say that this card combo is an interesting one. Long story short, this feels like an important male this week. Has been sitting on and thinking about where to give their energy. I want to say here with the King of Cups, this is an important male figure that's going to be showing up. So either he's your age or older. Sometimes this can be a father figure. This can be a love interest. This can be a best friend. This can be your fucking sibling. It doesn't matter. But what the point of with the King of Cups is here is that he's incredibly intuitive. He is the most psychic of all the kings. He's also incredibly emotional, but it's very much on the inside. Even though this is the suit of water and you would think he would be all emotions, he really is truly deeply emotional, but he has a way of being able to not necessarily keep it under wraps, but knowing the right timing of when to come out and say something, when to speak on your feelings, when to emote. Also, intuitively, he lets his intuition guide him here. Listen also too, guys, with the cups, we're talking about a male here that either has important water placements, or maybe in his top 3 or really close, close personal planets. We've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. Do you feel? I want to say tier 2, guys, with the 4 of Swords. But this is kind of a more difficult card. It's the lower octave of the Hermit. So there's something here about meditation. There's finding tranquility, being quiet for a minute and really listening to what we're thinking and what we're feeling here. I want to say too, if you notice in this card, I don't know if it's kind of hard to see because it's the black and white, but if you notice in this little window frame above this person, there's somebody coming to somebody for help. So I feel like this week, this male here, Man, if this is a guy watching this, I want to tell you, don't be afraid to talk with somebody that you know can actually help you, that like brings you peace, or that like helps kind of give you good advice here and like what steps to take next on where to put your energy, where to put your time, your love, your effort, whatever it is here that you're like is on offer, what we're trying to bring to the table here. Another interpretation is we're dealing with this male this week. Maybe we offer advice. Maybe we're helping him and giving him solutions and backup and support in terms of what he needs so that he can better divide his time, take care of himself, and really show up in the best ways that we need him to, either for our family or a friendship, love relationship. It doesn't matter. Whatever's going on with this male here and whatever capacity this is for you this week, I would say make sure that we're giving good advice. Okay, make sure that we're also with this male figure that we're being just as generous as they are. There's a reciprocity. I'm just gonna keep repeating the word until it sounds right. Something needs to be reciprocal here. Let's go that route. And so we got to make sure that things are balanced here. And if we have something extra, why don't we share? So maybe you have an extra piece of information. Maybe you've got something that will put this person's mind to rest. Or maybe even this person is bringing you, because he's the one holding the fucking cup. Maybe there's an offer here this week where they're bringing you some advice, or they're giving you some help, or they're bringing you some fucking peace. That would be nice. So it feels like this week, this male figures could be bringing you some peace. So either a piece of information, literal peace of mind and tranquility. We're going to be able to have a conversation where we're able to be generous with each other. Or I feel like the advice here is to be generous with each other. So again, this is a male listening. Be generous with your person, whoever you're dealing with this week. Don't be afraid to give good advice and to ask for advice. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Anybody who feels like, and especially I'm speaking to dudes because we do a huge disservice to men in our society, straight the fuck up. But like guys feel like it's more stoic or it's the right thing to not talk about your feelings, not to deal with shit. So I want to say this week, if you pulled card pile number 1 and you're a guy, make sure that you're dealing with your fucking emotions and that you're talking about it and you're speaking to the right and proper parties about it. So either with a good therapist or the person that you have a problem with, make sure that we're communicating one-on-one. We're able to be vulnerable. We're sharing here. We're reciprocal in terms of feelings and thoughts and everything. Everything. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to feel into this. Don't be afraid to feel and be vulnerable. Fucking right. And if you guys pick card pile number 2, here's your beautiful cards. Listen, all 3 of them are major arcana cards, so whoever got card pile number 2, hold on to your titties. Here's your cards. Your first one is the Emperor. Second one is the Chariot. And your final card is Strength. And I don't know why, but this card pile is giving me the goosebumps. All right, anyways, if you guys are feeling that too, then this one is definitely for you. Both nips activated. So I just want to say to you here, with the Emperor showing up again, there's a feeling here that we're dealing with an important male figure. The Emperor, though, like this is somebody that is very authority-driven, power and control. This is the ultimate king figure. There is no king above him in the entire fucking deck. This guy has also got important, traditionally this card stands for an Aries, but it also stands for fire placements. So we're looking at an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or like in their top 3, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, Mars. I want to say here too, the Emperor exerts solid control. His family is the most important thing to him. Everything he does is to protect them. But sometimes he can kind of be an authoritative brick wall. It's kind of difficult to get through to him. If you see this as like, in some of those other readings that you see online, like this is the divine masculine. I usually don't get into all of that, but if you're into it, this would be considered him. I want to say too, for the Emperor too, this guy is just, it's difficult to get through to him emotionally. This guy's just gonna take action. This guy is just gonna fucking take action. Like, he's got little to no time to wait for fools. I also want to say too, the Emperor, man, like when he's got something in his fucking sights, that's it. It's done. It's his. So I do want to say, like, if he chooses you or chooses a project or he sees something really valuable in it. So I also do want to say that the Emperor does have an eye for value, even though this is an Aries, this isn't like a Taurus card. This guy does see value in things. I also want to say this is the communicator. This is the guy. This is the connector. This guy can get you anything and everything that you need or hook you up with the right people that can get you what you need. This guy's a self-starter. He doesn't fuck around. He also is probably the boss, owns his own business, or he just works fucking solo unless he's with his queen. So just want to say this guy is like the ultimate father figure as well. With that being said, the Chariot next to it, guys, this Major Arcana card really talks about like movement, on the go, like finding clarity and then finding victory and success. But we got to balance out where the fuck we're going here. So I want to say on top of that with strength, God, this is like, I want to say if we're talking about an important male figure this week, this could be about your father, this could be a business partner, this could be your love interest, this could be, again, a best friend. Doesn't fucking matter who this male figure is. But we're having to deal with him this week. We need to find clarity. We need to find clarity. We need to sit down and have some kind of a conversation or some kind of way to figure out what avenue we're taking next so that things can start moving again. So I do want to feel like within this relationship or with an important male, something has stalled here. Things have not been moving, but this week it feels like things finally move. And with strength showing up, this is having like the confidence around like maybe even like speaking up about what's important to you. Maybe even too here with strength, this is talking about like having enough. This thing's got enough grit and wherewithal to go the distance. We just need to know what direction we're fucking going in. I like that. I also want to say too here with strength standing for the number 8, there's a reference here back to the month of August with the Chariot. This stands for the number 5, 6, 7, number 7. So I'm going back to the month of July, and then the Emperor stands for the number 4. So I'm going back to April. So I got April, July, August. That are some weird flash moments here within this relationship. Now, if this is a male listening to this, like, it's the same fucking deal. There's been some private drama going on in the background, and you got to choose a direction about which way you're going to fucking go. Something's been stalled here. And so you are the leader. You are the one in charge. The ball is in your court. Where are you going to take this next? Find your clarity, then you find your victory and success, and you know what direction to take off in. This is going to take all your confidence. This is going to take all your strength in order to make this thing come into fruition or to get this thing off the ground or to get this rig rolling. But not only is it going to be worth it, but it's going to show you what the fuck you're made of. I love this. I also want to say with the line showing up here, it's a double up on the fire energy. But I also want to say too here, there's something with like, maybe sometimes our pride gets in the way. So can I say to a male listening to this week, fucking put your pride aside. This is bullshit. Whatever we've been going towards and it's been stalled, the way that you get this thing moving again is by sitting down and really facing what's going on. Finding clarity around what you want and then picking a direction you want to fucking go in. I trust and believe that whoever, whether this be about personally yourself or with another person, they're going to follow your lead. So just show up. The ball's in your court. What the fuck are you going to do? You've got this. Last thing I want to say is that if we're dealing with this figure this week, sometimes it can be difficult to talk to him. So just make sure that we're not bawling our eyes out the whole time. I feel like maybe emotional stuff has a tendency to kind of put him off to the side for a minute. But just make sure that you're speaking clearly about the way that you feel. If we're going to get hyped up about something, let it be passion because they're going to understand that. So let your passion shine through. Maybe talk about how passionate you are about this person or the project or whatever the fuck you guys are working on or going towards. Just know this week that you've got this. And with this figure, the Emperor by your side, you can accomplish anything. Anything. All right, and if you guys pick card pile number 3, here's your beautiful cards. Your first one is the Knight of Wands. Your second one is the King of Pentacles. And your final one is, hold on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of Wands. Let's fucking talk about it. All right, so it's a weird week. I just feel like maybe guys are watching it this week, or like this is really focused on the men this week. But with the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands here, this is an interesting combo. This says to me that an important male figure here, with the Knight of Wands, like this is the fuckboy card. Okay, like rake, like total rake. If you guys know what a rake is, like that's an old term used for a guy that's a hoe. Okay, so this guy's just been raking his way across the world. Okay, let your imagination take you where you want. But with the King of Pentacles, this is opposite energy. This is somebody that is stable. He is grounded. He is present, and he is here. He's looking out for his family. If you wanted like a husband that wanted a trophy wife, here you fucking go. He's gonna fucking take care of you for the rest of your life, for infinity. They are very, very slow to make a decision, but whenever they do, it is long fucking lasting. And also too, like, rest assured that if this King of Pentacles comes towards you, he's been thinking about you, thinking about the situation for a very long time. He's also very good with money. And then the 7 of Wands is kind of like fighting shit off. Do you see that? Like, you can't even see who he's fighting. He's just fighting other sticks. This could stand about a couple things. To me, this feels like especially if this has to do with the male this week. We've got somebody who's growing the fuck up, but is fighting it tooth and nail. The Knight of Wands turning into the King of Pentacles is like that's a 180. Can I say it? So I want to say somebody's had some major fucking growth right now. If you've got question marks around a relationship and you're wondering if somebody's growing and dealing with their shit, like, this is a yes sign, I promise you. They're not happy about it, like, or this has been kind of difficult. This has been really fucking hard, the Seven of Wands. But it's also been really self-empowering for them. So I think, like, moving into this position of authority and, like, it's almost like a quiet authority, too, with the King of Pentacles. This guy's got a good, solid control around his environment, with his family and everything, but really it's more from, like, just wanting to take care, support, love on them. This guy might be a cook, or he might love eating. There's also, again, something here around, like, what he finds aesthetically pleasing and visually beautiful, he's going to have all the way around him. This is somebody that likes to have their home space feeling beautiful and good, their people around them beautiful and good, food beautiful and good. Like, all the pleasures of life are really important to this man. But again, man, when he's got his eye on a prize, that's it, and he's in it for the fucking long haul, till death do us part, and then even some, okay? And again, like, he would be taking care of you for the rest of your life. So to go from the Knight of Wands, it's just like fucking everything that's got a hole. I really mean that. With the Knight of Wands here, like, doesn't really matter. Like, is just back and forth, can't sit still, always thinking about the future, like going towards it, the next best thing, to move into a position of power and authority that's ready to be here, present and right now, is looking at you and trying to offer you here. Look at this. This guy's offering you a fucking pentacle. So I do feel like this week, maybe somebody also too, that we've dealt with in the past, that somebody that used to be a fuckboy is coming back around and they have grown and they're actually showing that they have fucking grown. So please fucking trust them. Something massive here has changed. Another interpretation this could be is feeling like there's some kind of protectiveness with the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands here. Maybe even there's a father figure here protecting his son this week. And so maybe a father's coming to the protection of his son, just watching out for him. If anybody is coming after his son, he's just making sure his kid is okay. But, like, we need to talk about, like, the impulsiveness and the issues surrounding the son figure, okay? Another interpretation of this could even talk about okay, I hope you guys are ready for it. Another interpretation of this could be there's an important male figure here this week that loves you, wants to take care of you. He's done a lot of growing, and now he's coming towards you with an offer here. But with all these wands, this is traditionally very phallic. So either they're coming with this proposal to you because they want to make sure that no other penises are coming your way. I mean, literally. But also, too, they just stop the onslaught. Okay? So they obviously think that you're somebody that is very beautiful, that you've got value here. This growing up may have been even because of you. Question marks. And so this offer coming through this week is to just stave off everybody else. You're just with me. We got this. Me and you forever, babe. Kind of like that. Or again, this could be talking about a father figure protecting his son. Or this could really just, to me, this feels as though this is an important male figure that does this full fucking 180 and just grows the fuck up. This is good shit. And again, this is all for self-empowerment. Fucking right. All right, you guys, I hope to God that fucking made sense. I hope that resonated for you guys. If not, my bad. But maybe the messages just weren't for you this week. So check back in next week, or check in this Friday when I do the messages of hope. And yeah, guys, next week's going to be bonkers too, but at least this week. Sorry I had to do like a shortened version of it, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. So middle fingers for no, a call for yes. Any and all feedback helps me to grow. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.